All right. God, so much effort to get these things to actually upload or be short enough. Seriously. Is Ancapistan address. So, yes, only essential travel. Don't think that the administration is out here senselessly driving around. Essential business only. So yeah, I'll try to keep this short. All right, we have to, so these actually upload. I can't tell you how many videos never uploaded because I have to compress them and make them short enough. All right, first things first. Yes, Podfather and I have tried multiple times to continue to use the technology that allows us to keep more than 6 feet. I can be at a laptop at the Queen's, continuing my Betty Ford spiritual recovery. And along with that, we've run into a bunch of different problems where it works on my phone and then it works on his laptop, but not mine. Just wanted to account for, it's not like there hasn't been effort to try to record, but we've run into some COVID difficulties, it's amazing the technology that he has. He sends me a link and then we're able to talk and record. We failed a few times. Also, other stuff that I wanted to address. Yes, if there's ever been any conflicts that you've witnessed on the page, whether they were mods, citizens, beloved, doesn't really matter. The whole point of Ancapistan, and for me to be the administration, is to create a situation where, hey, you can create your own pages. I don't know if you've seen P&A, but that page has been doing great because DNA was meant to be the beginning, not the end all. So any conflicts that you've seen arise, it's not my job to go in there and tell people what they can and can't do. You know the rules, no rape jokes, no threatening each other. When it gets to that point and it goes there, my job is to remind you that you have the power, you have the freedom to decide what this place is going to be like. So, from mods to citizens, I don't tell you what to do. And from mods to citizens to beloved to council members in the messengers. Yeah, you're all chosen because, one, I can't tell you what to do, and even if I did, you wouldn't listen, and that's why you're beloved members, beloved council members, and mods. So any of that conflict that arises in the past, sadly in the future or present, it's my job to remind you that you have the power on what kind of Ancapistan we have. Yes, moving on. Bernie. Yeah, I don't know how many times I can tell you. The campaign financing, Bernie in the end caved, and it sucks because he's the only candidate who is actually out there trying to make things better. And I'll say it again, they were stealing our money at gunpoint anyway. Imagine if we had all had healthcare before this happened. Yes, I'm sure that's an argument we'd all love to have, but we're not going to because I have to keep this short. All right, another thing. Lots of stuff that never makes it because I can never compress it or I can never get the videos short enough. So I'm going to try to get it all into this. And in my Betty Ford spiritual healing, in being away, I've obviously been a bit more absent on the page. There's a reason for that. I'm no good to you or the revolution if I don't put on my own oxygen mask. As you know, the whole MAGA, America First, obviously there's a lot of people who think that there's something of putting on your own COVID mask before helping others. And I'll tell you what, that's what I've been doing. There's a lot of times I've wanted to post a lot of anger at the leaders that have been responsible for this and known about this. There's a lot of anger and hatred that I've wanted to post, and I've had to check myself because the reason I haven't been posting as much is it's not just, well, if you have nothing nice to say, don't say anything at all. well, what are you a channel for? What are you a vessel for? Because in the midst of where things have been at with COVID and the economy falling apart, people's entire lives and livelihoods have disappeared because the government shut off the economy. People are dying by the tens of thousands in New York. I don't need to remind you all how serious this is. But one thing I do want to bring to everyone's attention, and I myself have had to own this, from the success of Love Reloaded 1 to the failure, later success of bringing everyone together with Love Reloaded 2 to DNA, Lockdown Lifeline, and PNA, all these different groups have been able to provide support for people, and that's great. But being a part of all these groups and being part of this global catastrophe and, conflicts that do arise is you got to ask yourself, okay, what are you a channel for? What are you a vessel for? And this is one of the reasons why I've really been shutting up on the page and allowing myself and my brain to get right, because there's no point in me. In the beginning it was cute, I could just go on and get drunk and spout off, and you all for whatever reason thought that was perfectly acceptable, but it's not anymore. That's why I can't just put out shows to fill in the void to say I put out a show. It's why when I'm putting my head on straight, it's not about me. It's about all of us taking responsibility of what are you a vessel for? What are you a channel for? If it's just rage and anger and you're putting that on the page, well, then guess what? We all have to eat off the golden corral of Ann Capistan's buffet with your anger and rage. And that's why I've had to check myself and step back before I say anything. And what I'm saying now is, with this election coming up, okay, so you're standing for Trump? Okay, that's great. So what are you a vessel for? Are you a vessel for a booming economy? Or are you a vessel for empowering people to pull themselves up by their bootstraps? Are you a vessel for individual liberty? Let's go with the good stuff for Orange Man. Did you stand for Bernie because you thought single moms deserve a little help if they're working 80 hours a week at McDonald's and Taco Bell and dropping their kids off? I don't want to go on a tangent. In this next election, with how insane everything is, what with COVID and everything, and the economy being shut off and people dying, what are you a vessel for? What energy is moving through you? You see someone talking shit about Trump? No, you don't have to go in there and be a vessel for defending an individual's character or flaws. You're better than that. Same thing with Bernie. If you support Biden, I'm going to just make fun of you. But what I'm getting at, so this doesn't take forever and I don't go too long, is that we're all vessels, and we are all conduits for the energy that we allow to pass through us. And right now, there's a lot of reasons to be pissed off. There's probably also a lot of reasons to feel good. If you're blessed enough to be around people that are allowing you to heal and get better, well, praise God. I'm super happy for you. And for me, it's important for me to take responsibility, as it is all of us to take responsibility for what are you a vessel of. You stand for Trump, you stand for MAGA, stand for all the good stuff, but be a vessel for the good parts of that. And don't lose your identity defending Orange Man, okay? Don't lose your identity defending Orange Man. You're better than that. You're better than a party. You're better than a policy. Be a vessel for positivity. Or if you're going to represent that stuff, be the good stuff. Just remember, you're a conduit. You're a vessel. And remember, you are the revolution, and we will see you in the threads.